Hello, my name is Adriana and this is another NetGALLEY reading vlog. In this vlog, I once again read 3 books that I had in NetGALLEY. And you know what? This is another one that is spread out over a couple of months. So let's pull up what I was actually reading. I read The Pairing, actually I listened to The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. I read The Palace of Eros, and then I also read Haunted by Myth. So these are the 3 books I read. I started my NetGALLEY ratio at 90% at the beginning of this vlog. I will tell you where I ended up at the end, and just some kind of disclaimers about this vlog. I got into some voiceover stuff because I was bad about stopping to update when I needed to update. So there's that. During the Palace of Eros section, once again, I do voiceover things, but that was while I was on my trip in Italy. And I thought I was gonna do a larger Italy vlog, so I really give no context to these clips, but they're in Italy. And then, yeah, then the last one is just normal. Haunted by Myth, it's a normal time for the most part. But yeah, enjoy the vlog. Take it away. Hello. So for this next NetGALLEY vlog, we'll be starting with The Pairing. This is a book I was gonna read at some point anyway, just because I think at this point I think I'm caught up with like all of Casey McQuiston's backlist. Where was I going with this? Oh yes, but the reason I specifically requested it as a NetGALLEY arc is because I'm under the impression it takes place during the summer. And one of the things I need for my Powell's reading challenge is a book that is set in the summer. So, I mean, the synopsis is definitely giving summer vibes. Even if we don't specifically like point out exactly what time of year, it's giving summer vibes. And I am like 4% in, almost 5% in to the book. I got the audiobook, so we're listening to that. It's about this couple who breaks up on the plane on their way to like a food tour of Europe, and because they broke up on the way to the tour, they decide to cancel, and then they both get vouchers for the tour that they have to use within the next like 4 years, I think. And they both like book it for the last possible week they can do it, and so they both end up on the same tour. So that's where the part where I'm at, where they've just realized they've seen each other now like on the tour bus, and they realize they are both on this same tour. Seems like it's gonna be a chaotic, fun, goofy, good time, which I think Casey McQuiston has a special talent for. I'm excited for this one. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, here is our 33% check-in. This is probably the only example of the miscommunication trope that I've actually enjoyed, maybe because it happened off-screen, but basically their breakup on the airplane, while final and real, was made much worse by some miscommunication in the airport upon arrival. Now that they've aired this all out, the tension is at an all-time high. I wish we could get some of Kit's perspective as well, but I'm really enjoying Theo and their thoughts. The food descriptions haven't really been hitting for me the way I thought they would, but maybe that's because they've mostly been about pastries so far. I expect I'll get more into it as they move into Spain and Italy and start into more savory food. In terms of other kinds of spice, we've had a fade to black scene so far, but I'm expecting it to ramp up from here. Okay, so here we are at 66%, and this book did in fact get hot. We also got Kit's perspective, and I am loving it. I adore these 2 chaotic bisexuals with my whole heart. They are ridiculous and sweet, and Casey McQuiston wins the romance genre. I am also getting some fun touristy kind of spots for my upcoming Italy trip, so this book is just so good, and I love it. Okay, I just finished The Pairing. Casey McQuiston just very much wins the romance genre as a whole. Like, I don't understand how they can write such like sexy and satisfying smut scenes but not objectify like their own characters. You care about these characters' well-beings, like emotional well-beings, and not just see them as 2 hot people having very hot sex. Like, I don't understand how they do it. Casey McQuiston is a master of their craft. I don't understand. They are just mind blown. So good. Like, I've adored everything I've read from Casey McQuiston. I will continue to read everything they put out. They're just so good at this. They're so good at this. Like I had mentioned in my last check-in, we got tons and tons of steamy scenes. We got tons and tons of really delicious food, really tasty sounding drinks and wines and everything else. I am so pumped for my own trip to Italy and all of the great food and wine I'm gonna drink. It's just so cool. This is just such a good, fun summer blockbuster, not blockbuster, but just such a good, fun summer book. Like, this book is the epitome of summer. I'm so glad I was able to use it for my set in the summer square on my Powell's bingo, because this book is not only set in the summer, it is summer. It is the embodiment of just like a sticky summer night. Like, so good. So good. I cannot say enough good things about this book. I love it. I love it. And like I said, two chaotic bisexuals is always going to be a win for me. Being able to see both sides of this relationship and how much love these characters have had for each other for so long, it was just like really beautiful and sweet. It's just a very good book. It's just a very good book. So with that, I'm going to write up my NetGalley review, and I will catch you on the next book. Okay, introducing this next book from bed, because I don't really feel like doing the whole camera thing. But the next book I will be reading is The Palace of Eros. I don't know much about it, except I think Eros is once again gender bent in this Psyche and Eros retelling. So we'll see what I think. I didn't love the gender bending of that last time. Was that gender bent? Now I'm like gaslighting myself. I can't remember if that was gender bent or not. I can't even remember what it was that I read. I have not loved Psyche and Eros retellings in the past. I don't really love that story as a whole, but like for some reason I just want to find somebody who does a retelling of it that makes me love it. So we're gonna try, we're gonna see. Open minds, open hearts, can't lose. Let's go. The first section, titled Earth, follows Psyche in her childhood as a peasant and how her good looks attracted hordes of men who keep comparing her to Aphrodite and pissing off the goddess. As per usual, the woman gets blamed for this, rather than the men behaving barbarically. Aphrodite sends her daughter, we'll get back to that, Eros, to go handle the young upstart Psyche, and upon first look, Psyche falls in love. We finish off this section with Eros saving Psyche from a sacrificial situation. As far as thoughts, all I have so far is I'm glad only Eros is gender bent, and I'm interested to see what this author does with a female Eros. Okay, part 2. This part was kind of slow for me, but it was also kind of spicy, but in a very like euphemistic way. And there's only so many ways you can say they banged before it gets kind of repetitive and boring. I do like seeing how this author plays with the gender of our Eros physically, but I hope we can get more POV from them so we can see what it's doing to them like emotionally. There's only about 25% of this book left, so let's see how they wrap it up. Alright, part 3. This is where we start seeing more themes of like personal freedom that were starting to be set up in the second part. And I like that Eros is starting to see the error of their ways and how they are treating their relationship with Psyche. I also like the way the author portrayed Psyche's trials and how we are getting to experience those alongside Psyche. Okay, so final thoughts on the Palace of Eros. Okay, so yes, I did mention this in one of my voice-overy ones, but like, I just feel like this book was like paced a little funky. Like, I liked the pacing of the first section when we're in like her village as she's growing up. I thought that was really well paced, but the part in the palace where they're just like banging a lot was just so excruciatingly slow to me. Like, there's not a lot that happens, and then like her trials, when Aphrodite figures out what's going on and makes Psyche do these trials to prove her love for Eros or get the forgiveness of Aphrodite, however you want to do it, felt very rushed, extremely rushed. I wish we could have like taken some of that time that like Psyche and Eros spent banging and dedicated that page space elsewhere, because it just made the book feel kind of just disjointed and weird. But other than that, I really did enjoy the characterization of all of these characters, how they interacted. I really enjoyed the exploration of kind of this gender fluid eros, and this is based on like the author's own experience as a non-binary person. So it was really cool to like have that be explored a little more in depth, especially with someone like a Greek god. And some of the myths we do get kind of like gentle, like gender fluidity things with certain like Greek gods, so it's fun to explore that a little bit deeper, really flesh it out, what that could look like, what it can mean. Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy this book. I am glad I read it. I don't think it was particularly like spectacular, but I am interested in seeing if this author does any more Greek mythology stuff. They have written other books before, but I think this is their first like Greek mythology retelling, so if they do more, I would pick it up for sure. But it was just kind of like middle of the road for me personally. So it got like a 3-star. Like it's average. Like I enjoyed it. It wasn't spectacular, but it was right in there. So I'll check you on the next book. Hello! So we are starting the final book of this vlog with Haunted by Myth. This is a NetGalley arc I have had for a long time. I mean, apparently it was published back in 2023, so we let this go a little long. But I've started the first chapter and I'm getting good vibes. Like we're getting a little bit of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer sort of situation, where there's this woman who is taking on the mantle of like ghost hunter situation. So like in the first chapter, she's like hunting this Confederate officer ghost, and then she gets help from the ghost of Ramses II. Apparently Greek mythology comes in here at some point. Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm excited to see. So I will check in with you at the 33% mark. Hello. This is a 33rd-ish mark check-in for Haunted by Myth, and I'm really enjoying this book. It's very, very fun. Like, it's just fun. Like, it's like adult Percy Jackson, which sometimes you just want adult Percy Jackson. Like, we have this like ghost hunter gal, Chloe. We have Helen of Troy. There seems to be a little bit of like tension between the two, which we love. It's just a good time. Like, this book is not at all what I expected, but I'm not mad about it. Like, it is very, very fun. So hopefully I can actually make some good progress on it throughout this week, but we'll see. Because it's just, my life has been crazy, man. It's crazy times over in the Carbon household. So wish me luck. Hello, just a quick 2/3 mark check-in before I jump into the shower post-workout on Haunted by Myth. I really like this book. I really, really like it. I hope it's a standalone. I really hope it's a standalone, but it might end up being a series. I don't know. If it is a series, it's not a huge deal, but I would like everything to be all just wrapped up. I want Helen and Chloe to get together. I want Chloe and her mom's issues to be solved. I would just like to see everything come to an end with where we are at in this story. It's weird because it's like, I feel like not a lot has happened, but we've obviously read a majority of the book, so I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it. We got lots of ancient mythological and folklore creatures, and it's just fun. I really like it. I don't know what else to say. It's a fun time. We're having a fun time. Okay, thanks, bye. My office is a mess. My hair's a mess. My life's a mess. Let's do a check-in. So I finished Haunted by Myth last night. It was really sweet. I liked it a lot. We had like a really touching like sister moment, which I don't think that's too much of a spoiler. Like, this gal sees ghosts and her sister is dead. Like, I think we knew at some point she was gonna see her dead sister. We got some reconciliation with like her and her mom, but like, I don't think it was enough to like feel truly warranted. I don't think there was enough like energy put into that mother-daughter relationship to try to like tie it up at the end. But maybe there will be more books, and maybe this was just like a little initial attempt. I don't know. We'll see. I thought the romance was really sweet between Chloe and Helen. I liked it. It was cute, it was sweet, it was fun. It was, you know, kind of like a little adventure thriller type book with a little bit of romance, like witty banter romance thrown in. It was good. I just keep saying like it's good, but like it's 3 stars. Like it's just, there's nothing particularly about it that I was like, this is amazing, and nothing about it where I was like, this is like boring or slow or whatever. Like it's just middle of the road, good, fun book. So I think I would recommend it if you're into like mythology things. I don't know how much more I can say about it. I don't know if I ever gave it a truly good synopsis, but like, you can read a synopsis if you want. But I'm here to tell you, I enjoyed it for its witty romance, for its, you know, action adventure scenes, for its mythology and folklore tie-ins. And I really like the 2 main characters. I think Chloe and Helen are just 2 really great main characters. They seemed, you know, unique and well thought out. Like, especially with Helen being a 3,000-year-old immortal, I think that was really well written in ways where, you know, she feels modern, like she feels like someone who is currently living in the modern time, but also has, you know, an old soul, or like harkens back to like her maturity and what she's seen in life and how she approaches things, because we do get to see inside her head. Like, she is a point of view character, same as Chloe, who is, you know, only like in her early 20s, so definitely has not seen as much life, but is sure of herself in some ways, unsure of herself in other ways, which feels very realistic and correct. And she's very sarcastic and fun. So yeah, I like this book. If it does turn out to be a series, I will probably pick up the next ones in the series, but I don't think it will be. It did get kind of like wrapped up in a bow in the end, so we'll see where that goes. But yeah, that is the end of this book. I assume I will do an intro and outro with makeup on at some point. So there it is. There's the 3 books I read, and my finishing NetGalley ratio is 93%, which pretty good. I did get like a couple new books between I think the beginning of this vlog and now, but I am still making forward progress, which is great. So with that, I think that's it. That's all I got for you, this NetGalley reading vlog. I, for the most part, enjoyed all these books. I think I would recommend all of these to varying degrees. So thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.